What's up, everybody? I'm Brad, and today we are counting down the top Sports Illustrated covers of the 2000s. All right, my friends, let's do this. We are starting off with number 20, and we have Vince Carter. This is from the year 2000. Vince Carter appeared on a total of 3 Sports Illustrated covers, and this is his second. This is actually his first pro cover. So his first actual cover was still in college when he was with the North Carolina Tar Heels, but this is his first cover in the NBA in his Toronto Raptors jersey, which probably, even though he played for a very long time, 22 seasons, and played for quite a few NBA teams, I think the Raptors would be the number one team that most people would associate him with. So Vince Carter is one of the greatest dunkers of all time, if not the greatest. He was an 8-time All-Star. Like I said, he played in 22 seasons, and he is the only player in NBA history to play in 22 seasons. He's also the only person to play in 4 different decades. He played in the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s. He was also the scoring leader for the 2000 U.S. men's Olympic team that won a gold medal, and he has the 7th most career three-pointers made. So another unique fact is that he was drafted 5th in the 1998 draft by the Warriors, and he was traded to the Raptors. He played for the Raptors, the Nets, the Magic, the Suns, the Mavericks, the Grizzlies, the Kings, and the Hawks. He also won the legendary dunk contest in 2000 with some of the best dunks ever in the slam dunk contest. He's known as Vinsanity. Here on this cover, he was the poster boy, and this issue's been graded 11 times. There is one 9.8. Number 19, we have Tiger Woods. This is from 2001. This is the masterpiece cover. Not his first cover, but it's one of the most beautiful images, and it's one of the most collectible covers with Tiger Woods, with him there teeing off at the Masters. He was on a total of 23 covers, and Tiger Woods, we know he's one of the greatest of all time. He's tied for first in career PGA Tour wins alongside Sam Snead, and he's second in the most major championships behind only Jack Nicklaus. He spent 683 weeks as the #1 golfer. That is the equivalent of 13 years, people. That's insane. This issue has been graded 47 times, and there are currently 12 9.8s. Number 18, a cover that I think is a little bit underrated. It's Drew Brees, and it's his first cover. In fact, I think Drew Brees, just as a whole, is somewhat underrated in the collecting hobby. When you look at his numbers as a quarterback and his career numbers, he's right up there as one of the greatest of all time, but just kind of has gotten overshadowed by Tom Brady and Peyton Manning because they were playing at the same time as him. But this cover was from 2007. Drew Brees appeared on 12 total covers, and he is not yet in the Hall of Fame, but he will be. He's a 13-time Pro Bowler. He won a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP. He was 3 times the AP Offensive Player of the Year. He finished MVP runner-up 4 times. So he actually never won a regular season MVP, but he finished second 4 times. The 4 people that beat him out were LaDainian Tomlinson, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes. So tough luck there for Drew Brees to never actually win an MVP. He is second all-time in career passing touchdowns and career passing yards. This issue has been graded 24 times, and there is currently only one 9.8. Number 17, if you've seen my other videos from the top covers of the 2000s, you've already seen this cover or a version of this cover multiple times. This is a really awesome cover from the year 2008, and there were 6 variant covers released that week. You had a LeBron, you had a Kobe, you had a Dwight Howard, you had an Elton Brand, you've got this Kevin Durant, and this is Kevin Durant's first pro cover. He was on one cover with the University of Texas, but this is the first time as an NBA player. Kind of sad he wasn't on a cover with the Supersonics. I believe he played 1 year, maybe 2 years with the Supersonics before they converted into the Thunder. That would have been awesome to have Durant on the cover in a Seattle Supersonics uniform. But nonetheless, this is a great cover. Love the color match background there, and it's a difficult cover to find. So once again, this was from 2008. Kevin Durant's been on 12 Sports Illustrated covers. He's a 13-time All-Star. He's won 4 scoring titles. He's won 2 NBA titles. Both of those times he was the Finals MVP. He was the league MVP in the 2013-14 season. He's been named to the All-75 team, and he is currently 15th all time in career points and still rising. And how about this, people? I mentioned to you that this is a tough issue to find. There has never been a copy of this graded. This is only from 2008, and there's been 0 issues graded. Huge part of why this is so high on my countdown is because this particular cover with 6 variants being released that week just makes this that much harder to find in newsstand. And also, pretty cool when you look back at KD and when he first came in the league, the dude couldn't even bench 185 a single time at the NBA Combine. But look at him now. He went on to prove that that did not matter. Number 16, I just mentioned this one. This is Kevin Durant's very first Sports Illustrated cover when he was with the Texas Longhorns. So this is from 2007. Already mentioned that KD appeared on a total of 12 Sports Illustrated covers. We talked about his accomplishments and look once again, compare the scarcity of the previous one that has never been graded to this one. This one's been graded 56 times, and there are currently 7 9.8s. Number 15, LeBron James. Pretty cool cover here. This is from 2005, and it's LeBron's third Sports Illustrated cover. He's appeared on 36 total covers, which is up there among some of the highest, some of the most of all time, and incredible accomplishments, as we know, throughout his career. 19-time All-Star. He's won a scoring title. He's won an assist title. 4-time NBA champ, 4-time Finals MVP, 4-time League MVP. He's now the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, and he is widely considered one of the top 5 greatest players of all time. This issue has been graded 12 times. There are 3 9.6s. Number 14, we've got another variant cover here. This is Dwayne Wade's very first Sports Illustrated cover. You can see him in college with Marquette. There were 5 covers released this week. So this was a Final Four cover. This was when D. Wade led Marquette to the Final Four in 2003. And each of the 4 teams in the Final Four had one player on their own variant cover. You actually had Carmelo Anthony was on one with Syracuse, and then you had a player with Texas, a player with Kansas, and then also there was a 5th cover that had all 4 teams listed on there. So once again, a 1 of 5 variant makes this extra tough to find. And Dwayne Wade appeared on a total of 9 covers. He was a 13-time All-Star. He won a scoring title. He won 3 NBA championships. He won a Finals MVP. He was named on the All-75 team. This issue has been graded 13 times, although we don't know how many of those are actually Dwayne Wade because CGC, as of now, has not totally split up the census to break out those different variant covers. And you got to think with one of these variant covers also being Carmelo Anthony's first, some of those 13 would very likely be that one as well. So don't know the exact number, but probably a little bit less than 13. Number 13, yet again another variant cover, although this time it was one of 2 covers released that week. This is Bryce Harper and his very first Sports Illustrated cover. This is from 2009. This is when Bryce Harper was still in high school. So you got to remember, Bryce Harper was, very hyped, came into the MLB at a very young age. You can see the cover there. It actually says baseball's chosen one. Bryce Harper is the most exciting prodigy since LeBron. And hey, they nailed it. He has gone on to be a great player. He's a 7-time All-Star. He's won 2 MVPs. He's currently only age 30 and already has 43 career WAR and 287 home runs. So he's well on his way to be in the Hall of Fame. He's appeared on 4 Sports Illustrated covers. And this issue has been graded 39 times, although once again, CGC didn't break up the 2 variants until very recently. We only know for sure that 5 of those are Bryce Harper, one of which is well, actually, there is one 9.8, but we don't know if that's Bryce Harper. And the other cover that week was Sidney Crosby's first cover. So 2 really collectible athletes had their first cover in the same week. And of those 39 graded, we're really not sure how many are Harper and how many are Crosby. Number 12, here's that cover again, and this time it's LeBron James. So once again, there were 6 different covers released that week. That makes these ultra difficult to find in newsstand. This is from 2008, and this issue has only been graded 1 time. It is a 9.6. And let's do it one more time. I think of the 6 variant covers, I think 5 of them were on either my top 40 list or on my honorable mentions from this week. I think, sorry, Elton Brand, you're the only one that didn't crack any of my lists. But this is Kobe. I'm putting Kobe one notch above LeBron just because, in reality, whether you want to claim that LeBron was a better overall player or not, which I think most people will probably make that argument, although there still is an argument and still a lot of people that would argue Kobe. I'm not going to get into that, but I think what I would be willing to say is that Kobe is more collectible, especially since he passed away. He's just got a little bit more of a mystique, a little bit more of a following. LeBron, huge following as well, but he's also got his number of haters. Kobe, by the end of his career, really didn't have a lot of haters. He was almost universally loved, or at least a lot more loved, it seems, than LeBron James. So that's why we're putting this Kobe cover one notch above LeBron. It's from 2008. Kobe's been on 23 total covers. He's a Hall of Famer, 18-time All-Star. He won an MVP. He won 5 NBA titles. He won 2 Finals MVPs. 12-time All-Defense, 4-time All-Star Game MVP. He's got the 4th most points scored in NBA history. ESPN has him ranked at number 10 all time. So this issue has been graded 5 times, and the current leader is a 9.2. Jumping into the top 10, and we have Aaron Rodgers, and this is Aaron Rodgers' very first Sports Illustrated cover. This was also a variant. So you can see Sports Illustrated really loved doing those variant covers in the 2000s. And yeah, 4 different covers released that week. This is from 2009. Aaron Rodgers appeared on a total of 12 covers. He has been a 10-time Pro Bowler. He's won 4 MVPs, which is second most in NFL history behind only Peyton Manning. He did win a Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl MVP. He's currently 9th in career passing yards and 5th in career passing touchdowns. But he just switched over to the Jets, and he still has plenty of opportunity to move up the lists even higher. So this issue has been graded 21 times. Once again, not sure how many of those are Aaron Rodgers. We know at least 5 because that's how many since CGC did break this one out in the census. And there is for sure a Rodgers 9.6, and there is a 9.8, but we don't know if it's Rodgers or the other one. So we might need to do a discount double check on that one. Number 9, Randy Moss for Sports Illustrated cover. Great looking cover here. Changes in attitude in Minnesota. And this from 2002. Randy Moss was on 4 Sports Illustrated covers. He's a Hall of Famer. He made 6 Pro Bowlers. He has the record for most receiving touchdowns in a season when he caught 23 in the year 2007. And he's got the second most career receiving touchdowns behind only Jerry Rice. He's also 4th in career receiving yards. So this issue has been graded 11 times, and there are 2 9.8s. Randy Moss was such an awesome and influential wide receiver that now there's basically a term that at some point should be put in the dictionary, and that's to say that you got mossed. And that is the term for whenever a wide receiver basically jumps over a defensive back and catches one right over the top of him, which Randy Moss did many, many times. Number 8, Ichiro Suzuki, first cover. Really cool issue here. Got the Japanese flag in the background. It says Red Hot Japanese sensation Ichiro Suzuki of the Seattle Mariners. This is from 2001, which was his rookie year. It was also the year that he won MVP. Ichiro was on 2 covers. He will be in the Hall of Fame when he reaches eligibility. As I mentioned, he won 1 MVP award. He was a 10-time All-Star, 10-time Gold Glover. He won 2 batting titles. He finished his career with 3,089 total hits, despite beginning his MLB career at the age of 27, because he played his prior seasons in Japan. This issue has been graded 68 times, and there are currently 11 9.8s. Number 7, it's Usain Bolt, one of the greatest Olympians of all time and the greatest sprinter, the fastest man in world history. This cover says the mind-bending speed of Usain Bolt. This is from 2009. He appeared on 3 Sports Illustrated covers. And as I said, he is still the fastest man in the world. Maybe not at this moment right now, but he holds the record for fastest man in the world. He won the gold medal in both the 100 and 200 meter in 3 different Olympics. That has never been done. He did that in 2008, 2012 and 2016. Watching him race against the other top sprinters in the world was just absolutely mesmerizing because he was so much faster than those other guys who were already at the most elite level. So this issue has been graded 4 times, and there are 3 9.8s. Number 6, Dirk Nowitzki. This is his first cover. So this is from 2002. Dirk appeared on a total of 4 Sports Illustrated covers, and he was a 14-time All-Star. He won an MVP award in the 06-07 season. He won an NBA championship in 2011, knocking off the Heat, winning Finals MVP in that series. He was named to the All-75 team. He is 6th in career points scored, and he's 4th in career games played. He's also one of only 3 athletes ever to appear on the cover in back-to-back weeks. I take that back. It's actually 4 athletes now. But Michael Jordan did it, Jeremy Lin did it, and Dirk Nowitzki did it. Steph Curry also did it pretty recently in the last few years. So a pretty rare feat and accomplishment for someone to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated in back-to-back weeks, but Dirk is one of 4 people who did that. This issue has been graded 8 times, and 3 are 9.8s. Number 5, as many of you know, this is one of my all-time personal favorite covers right here. We have 2 tennis legends, Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal, and it is the first cover for both. Absolutely insane. This is from 2008, Tennis Epic. This was from their absolutely epic is the right word, absolutely epic Wimbledon match that Rafael Nadal ended up winning. This is largely considered to be the greatest tennis match of all time. So Rafael Nadal, this is his only Sports Illustrated cover, at least of the American version. He was on some SI Chinas. Federer appeared on 3 American weekly issues of Sports Illustrated. And as far as player accomplishments, Federer, he won 20 Grand Slam championships, which when he retired was the most. That was the record. He's now 3rd behind Nadal and Djokovic. He was ranked number 1 for 310 weeks, including 237 consecutive weeks. He won Wimbledon 8 times. He won the Australian Open 6 times. He won the US Open 5 times. And he won the French Open only once. And that's because of the other guy on this cover, Rafael Nadal. 22 Grand Slams, 209 weeks at number 1. He's got the record for most consecutive weeks in the top 10. Listen to this. Rafael Nadal was in the top 10 in the world for men's tennis from April 2005 all the way through March 2023 for a total of 912 weeks. That is insane. He won 14 French Open titles. That's the most titles at an individual tournament in any sport in the history. The only thing I could find where someone has won more than 14 individual titles in something that could even be considered a semi-sport would be Joey Chestnut, who's won 15 titles at the hot dog eating contest. Nadal also won the US Open 4 times and the Wimbledon twice and Australian Open twice. He's one of only 4 males to win all Grand Slams twice. Roy Emerson, Rod Laver, and Novak Djokovic are the only others to do that. So once again, absolute tennis royalty right here. Mega world international superstars. They ended up, they began as huge rivals, but became great friends. In fact, they played in Rodgers' final match together and cried. They both cried together because that's how much they ended up meaning to each other over the course of their careers. This issue's only been graded 3 times, very difficult one to find in newsstand, and the leader is a 9.6. Number 4, Albert Pujols smashing in St. Louis. This is his first cover. This is from 2004. Albert Pujols appeared on 7 Sports Illustrated covers. He's an 11-time All-Star, 3-time MVP. He won 2 World Series championships. He won 2 Gold Gloves. He won a batting title. Finished his career with 3,384 hits, 703 home runs, 101.5 career WAR, and he's 2nd all-time in both total bases and RBIs behind only Hank Aaron. How about this? This is pretty amazing. So we know that Pujols came back to the Cardinals in his final season, in which he surpassed 700 total home runs. In that final season with the Cardinals, Pujols hit 24 home runs and 68 RBIs in only 109 games. He had an OPS of 895. That OPS was lower than any of the other 11 seasons that he played with the Cardinals, but it was higher than every single one of the 10 seasons that he played with the Angels. That's insane. So as great as he was in that final season, it was his worst season ever as a Cardinal, but it was still better than every other season he had as an Angel. So Pujols, absolute legend. Love this cover coming in at number 4. Number 3, we're back to LeBron, and this is his first pro cover. So it's his second cover in total. It's from the year 2003. We've already talked about all his accomplishments. We know he's one of the greatest of all time. The importance of being LeBron. First time there in an NBA jersey with the Cleveland Cavaliers. This issue has been graded 107 times, and there are 7 9.8s. At number 2, we again have LeBron, one of the most recognizable Sports Illustrated covers of all time. This is his very first cover. This is from 2002 while he's still in high school. It says the chosen one, high school junior LeBron James would be an NBA lottery pick right now. And once again, as we mentioned with Bryce Harper, they definitely nailed this one because LeBron James has gone on to be one of the greatest players of all time. So this issue has been graded 228 times, one of the most frequently graded issues out there. And of those 228, there are 43 9.8s. And coming in as the number 1 Sports Illustrated cover of the 2000s, this is Tom Brady's very first Sports Illustrated cover. This is from 2002. Now listen, Tom Brady's Sports Illustrated cover, even though it came out the same year as LeBron's, it is much, much more difficult to find. And it makes sense when you think about where they were in their careers. LeBron James, once again, he was only in high school, but there was so much hype. People expected him to be the next big thing. Tom Brady kind of came out of nowhere. So it says Super Bowl MVP Tom Brady. I mean, he was not even supposed to be the starter that season. They had just signed Drew Bledsoe to a huge contract, and Bledsoe got hurt. Brady stepped in and ends up taking him to the Super Bowl. So he was not someone that had a lot of hype. And so for that reason, this first Sports Illustrated cover, it wasn't collected and kept around quite as much as LeBron's, and it's just a little bit more scarce. So once again, it's from '02. Brady was on 24 total covers. He's basically at this point the undisputed GOAT of football. 15-time Pro Bowler, 3 MVPs. He won 7 Super Bowls, and 5 of those times he was the Super Bowl MVP. He's also the all-time leader in both pass yards and pass touchdowns. So this issue has been graded 85 times, and there are 6 9.8s. Okay, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. We only have one more decade left. I've counted down all the way starting through the 50s. We'll finish it out with 2010s. I'll be releasing those soon. But yeah, please like, please comment, please subscribe. Until next video, see you next time.